Welcome back to episode 35 of the Block Runner podcast. I am your host, William, and as always, I'm here with I-Man.
What up?
All right.
Fellas.
We're back. So last week we were talking about Max Kaiser. Do you remember that?
That was towards the end of last week, yeah.
Yeah. I watched the video, and I think he's right.
At what point? What part?
Well, that China's working on their own cryptocurrency.
Well, that's like not even conspiracy. That's public news.
Not only, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I think that Max Kaiser video came out way before the
announcement?
Yeah,
I don't think
before
so.
the announcement, yeah.
No, because
Yeah,
the
it
announcement
did.
was like 2 months ago, and that video was like a
No
few weeks.
way.
I think so.
No
The
way.
thing is, people are just speculating right now how it's going to work. You know, so China publicly announced they're working on but every country is working on a cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
You know? I think
True,
last week,
for sure.
like Tunisia or something like that was the first one to actually launch one.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, like they legit made a cryptocurrency.
Really?
But backed by fiat currency, which is I hope it's not backed by their own fiat currency. That's just like, what's the point of that? Let's see. Maybe I'm right. Tunisia. Damn, dude, what a memory.
Tunisia to launch e-dinar national currency using blockchain. That was 2 days ago.
Exactly. See? So it's happening, dude. It starts small like this.
Yeah.
You know? Countries like this have the leeway because they have like probably smaller populations. Their economy's not so, established, I guess. So they could take big major risks like this and maybe try and capitalize on new technology.
Yeah.
So, but this is a nice little indicator.
Do you think they're going to be successful with these blockchain versions of their currency? Because I have my own opinion, and I don't think they will be. I mean, as long as people are going to get educated because of their countries trying to do a blockchain currency,
Mm-hmm.
and then they're going to realize that there's other cryptocurrencies that have no country affiliation.
Mm-hmm.
And
but I guess the purpose of these, people will trust this a lot more than they will like some random shitcoin on the altcoin market. You know what I mean? That's not proven. It's not backed by anything at all.
yeah,
This at least is backed by government fiat, which is already what they're using. You know what I mean? And it's a stable coin, so they don't have to worry about market volatility.
Right.
So it's something people can use. And, it's a country like Tunisia, I bet, doesn't have like a top-of-the-line banking infrastructure, right?
right.
All of a sudden,
True, that's a
got-
good point.
Yeah, you got online access to finance and stuff.
But typically, these are like centralized blockchains, so they have to support this currency in some way.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like a true cryptocurrency. That's what the whole debate with the Libra is. That's not a cryptocurrency. It's just
it's not.
It's a digital, centralized, fucking online marketplace currency. I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it.
I mean,
There's nothing decentralized about it.
Yeah, I totally agree. There's not. It's so.
Which is why it's like a failing project, Libra.
I mean, so Libra. I mean, is it a digital currency or a cryptocurrency?
It's a digital currency for sure.
So what distinguishes between the two? Essentially,
Centralization, I think.
Centralization, censorship, resistance.
Yeah. Like that's a perfect example. Zuckerberg got summoned.
Yeah.
You can't do that to Bitcoin. Nobody has been summoned in the history of Bitcoin, and it's still there.
Yeah, but you could summon Vitalik. But he has no control.
What's he gonna? Yeah,
he's got no control as to what gets on Ethereum.
Exactly. You put him behind bars or something so he doesn't code anymore.
It doesn't stop Ethereum.
Ethereum's still going. They got tens of thousands of programmers working on that shit. You know what I
that's
mean?
true.
Across the world.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is the beauty of it. And then,
But I think these country coins, I think once people get wind of like what a true cryptocurrency is, they won't use it. And I think the only thing that governments like China has is that they'll force merchants to adopt it and force people to use it.
Yeah, so why do you think China's doing what they're doing? Like, so if you believe Max Kaiser's right, which I do too.
Well, I think they're trying to supplant the U.S. dollar.
Yeah, that's exactly
what I thought. That's the only reason.
I just literally, before hearing about any of this, I just thought to myself, like, we're in direct competition with China.
Yeah, I mean, we saw that video where they were like killing us with GDP.
Yeah, exactly. And then just Trump is, he's ramping up his pressure on their economy by, enforcing all these tariffs and
So they'll
these
be like, okay, we'll
regulations.
just make our own coin. I mean,
they essentially become independent, like economically, from the United States.
Yeah.
Which is like, checkmate.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of their exports go to the United States.
True,
so,
I know, but it'll be like another intimidation tactic,
Yeah, for sure. It's
if
political tactic.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's just another card they'll have at their disposal.
Yeah,
To influence, whenever these trade meetings with Trump and whatever the fuck.
they'll put down the China coin card.
Yeah, why not? Because they have I think they have the better crypto infrastructure, and the population is probably way more informed than ours.
Now that I think about it, China is more like Facebook. Facebook has 2 billion people. China has 1 point something.
A lot, a ton of people.
I think
way more than us.
China's the only country, I guess, company, if you will, that could compete with Facebook on anything.
Yeah.
So.
More than compete, they literally just shut them out, which is what they do.
That's true.
Facebook's not even over there. I don't think it's what's it called?
WeChat.
Yeah, they have their own versions of everything.
Yeah.
So, they completely control what their population is and isn't allowed to adopt. Essentially, it's not like a free market in a sense, the way our economy works.
Yeah. No. Absolutely.
Chinese government has way more influence.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, man. For sure, this is a trend it's happening. And we call this several months
the
ago.
U.S. is working on their own currency too.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, but what would be our incentive to use the USD coin?
It's not so much incentive. It's just if they could literally just be like, okay, the paper currencies are out the door, and now you're all forced to use this USD coin because we have to compete.
You know what? It'll probably be cheaper for them to support a USD coin than it is paper currency.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I would imagine there's still some reason to have paper currency.
I would think a government would prefer digital currency because it's actually not anonymous and
it's not anonymous.
It's trackable.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying too.
Yeah,
I totally agree.
I've been thinking about that a lot more recently. I for some reason I've been ignoring privacy coins, dude. But they're important.
They're very important,
especially if privacy coins are the most. I feel like
here's the thing. So the privacy coins are getting, I guess, taken out of some of the exchanges. Some of the exchanges that support, KYC and all that stuff.
Yeah, of course. Because why? Because
of the government,
and they want to keep making money, so they're going to
listen
to anything.
I don't blame the exchanges at all, but it is important to have these coins, not because for your own privacy. I mean, if you can do a transaction with these coins, the better. Now.
Yeah, but
now you can make any transaction technically.
From the government's perspective, that's not okay.
Yeah.
They don't want you to buy or sell anything without them being aware of it. And we have to report everything.
Yeah, and they say it's because they want to make sure that there's no, terrorist funding and.
Yeah, but that's all bullshit. In reality, they just want your money.
Yeah, and Edward Snowden proved it, right? They were spying on all Americans essentially, and that was breaking the law.
Is it though? I think we allowed that with
with the Homeland Security.
Yeah, during the whole Bush era, he enacted so many laws that people aren't aware of.
Well, that's the thing. So Snowden kind of exposed that.
But people still don't give a fuck, dude. Well, and then everyone's sitting here crying about it, hey, since
well, it's because there's not much we can do about it. What can you do?
You fucking
get the Monero coin and start using that at Walmart. It's tough.
Yeah, how you would have to. I think the bill I'm talking about. Damn, I wish I remember what it was called.
Well, give me some keywords. I can find it.
Just do Bush, Google Bush, security bill or. That's not working.
National Security Bill. Secure Fence Act of 2006?
No.
Homeland Security Act. That's the one I was talking about.
That might be something like that, but there's a more specific name to it where it literally gave the government the permission to just listen to every conversation we ever have and et cetera, et cetera. There you go. This is how you use Google.
Bush allows the government to listen to every conversation the widen reach for wiretapping.
Yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. I don't see. Click on that.
Yeah.
2007. That's like around the right time.
So it says Bush signs law to widen reach for wiretapping. It says broadly expanding the government's authority to eavesdrop on the international telephone calls and email messages from American citizens without warrants.
Mm-hmm.
Does that sound?
Yeah, I mean, okay. So fuck the name of whatever this thing was called, but I remember during those times, that was a big part of Ron Paul's platform. You know,
what was big part?
Just how this is super unconstitutional.
Oh,
how the government is infringing on our privacy. And there's a small, the people who supported Ron Paul were aware of this, and they were trying to change this by voting in somebody like Ron Paul, it's kind of like today. We're trying to change things by trying to vote in somebody like Andrew Yang.
Yeah.
Because we're like a small portion of the population who's aware of this stuff. And, it's a small voice. I think, the mass majority, they don't know why UBI is important. And
I totally agree with that.
It's super hard to, educate them. And
that's true.
It's just like this. It's super hard. Back then, this is a huge issue. Today, people are complaining about it.
Yeah.
But they could have done something about this 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And voted in the right guy, Ron Paul, who wants to end the Fed.
Yeah.
He wants to end all this, privacy breach. He understands the Constitution and, how the government is going too far in every step.
Yeah, especially with the Fed.
Everything. Yeah. So, but we don't do it. That's the problem.
To the common folk, we talk about this eavesdropping from the government. Their automatic response is, well, I don't really have anything to hide.
It's true.
I say, well, okay, then give me your email, your passwords, and your bank account information. You have nothing to hide.
Yeah.
And they would never give that up, right?
No.
It's because they don't understand this affects everybody.
Yeah.
And this is important, but again, it's hard to educate people on this. Mm-hmm. They have to be intrinsically interested. Otherwise, it's they got other issues to take care of
and understand. Like I said, why the Constitution was made in the first place. A lot of people aren't even understand. They don't understand our country's history.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
a lot of people, in fact, I'd say a large portion of our country doesn't even want the Constitution anymore. They think it's an outdated document.
To me, it seems weird that we're following these outdated documents. I think it has to be ratified and updated on a decade basis.
Yeah, I think you can do that, and there's amendments. There's something
you can amend
the Constitution that allows for that. The problem is our government is so fucking
traditional.
No, our government's
so
divided, and if anyone tries to change anything, the other side just always axes it.
Yeah, it's the whole impeachment thing right now is the Democrats are all for it, but the Republicans are not.
Yeah, so probably
regardless,
go nowhere.
Yeah, regardless of if Trump actually did something, impeachment worthy, they just don't care.
You know what I watched today? The O.J. Simpson Netflix thing. Have you seen that yet?
No, I haven't.
You gotta watch that.
It's good?
It's fucking amazingly good.
It just came out or what?
It came out 3 years ago, I think, 2016. It's the People versus O.J. Simpson. You know the case, right?
Yeah.
You know what went down. It was in 95. It was a textbook, obvious, double murder case. If it wasn't a rich dude, famous dude, he would have 100% got convicted. But because of his status in society, and he hired the dream team of lawyers and stuff like that, they turned the case into a total race bomb.
Well, the prosecution screwed up for picking the jury.
That's true,
right? That's their fault.
They thought black women would sympathize more with the victims. I guess because maybe they're proportionally higher risk of being abused in relationships.
Yeah.
So she picked the prosecution. I think chose mostly black women, and it totally backfired.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the jury, it's 80% black people, right? And then the defense turned it into the whole L.A. police department is racist as fuck, and they had a lot of evidence to support that.
Yeah.
So naturally, all of the black people were like, you know what?
We're gonna let him go.
You know what? Fuck yeah, we're gonna get away with this one, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they pretty much identified with OJ. Even though all the evidence they had DNA evidence, concrete. In today's court, there's no way you're getting away with that because your DNA was all over the place. His own house, your blood. And that was the very first case where DNA evidence was actually used. You know
oh,
what I
really?
mean? Yeah, so
I didn't know
people, they had to try their best to educate the jury on what DNA meant. It was hilarious. They had like fucking
shit.
posters of the molecule. You know, nobody's gonna fucking understand that.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
A, T, C, and G. It's like, this is adenine. Like, this is thymine. It's like, dude, that's going over everybody's head.
Yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I mean? So, but I think now people get it more because of like CSI and shit, like
Yeah, yeah.
TV shows, fucking House.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I used to watch CSI all the time. It was great.
Yeah, but that helped. Now people are, and everyone's taking 23andMe tests and
Yeah,
stuff. Everyone
yeah.
knows what DNA is now, and they understand
Yeah.
the importance of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, I'll definitely watch it.
But my point is, it's like, dude, the people, man.
Yeah. So Eric Voorhees, the guy who's the CEO of Shapeshift,
Yeah.
he's been talking a lot about UBI.
Yeah.
And not saying good things about it.
Yeah.
And I understand, like, just giving free money to people, it doesn't sound like a good idea.
Yeah.
Like, it really doesn't.
Yeah.
But when you take a look at the environment, automation, jobs, losses due to automation, I don't see another alternative. And so that's what I've been trying to, like, explain, in my replies.
The biggest, reason to be a skeptic is they just don't believe automation is going to wipe out the workforce.
One of his arguments was that automation is going to make things cheaper. It's like, well, that's good. However, if things are really cheap but nobody has a job, what difference does it make?
Yeah. Well, people are speculating that the way our value system works will shift. Different ways to earn money instead of going to 9-to-5 workplaces. I don't know. Like, you brought up something today called, what's it called? Twetch. Fucking Twitch. There's like a wave out there of like projects. They're voice, EOS's voice, Steam it. There's people are thinking along these same lines, and they're thinking like there's got to be a way for people to generate revenue from their own content.
Yeah.
This is a perfect example of that.
It says, so I'm on their site, twetch.app. So take back your data. It says sign up now for the only social media that lets you own your data and profit from your content.
Yeah. See? This is like probably people are just going to make money like based on their likes off of social media, their social media presence, which is terrible for me because I hate being online, like on social media.
Really?
I hate it, dude, with a passion. I've hated it for so long. Like, I don't use Facebook. I don't use Instagram. I don't care about people's opinions.
Yeah.
It's like a cesspool when I look at that shit. But it's starting to seem like, dude, if you're not in that world, it's almost like you don't even exist in a way.
That's true. I kind of feel it. I felt the same way. I hate Facebook. I really hate Instagram. Instagram is like a wasteland of like there's nothing going on Instagram.
It's just like booty pics and like
there is
rich dudes flexing, like check out my car,
and then all the pictures are fake. They're all edited,
yeah.
And then if you look at if your entire like existence was looking through the feed on Instagram, like you feel like shit.
And you know what? It blew my mind because I went to court the other day, and there's tons of people there, and I was just like, observing. This is what I do when I'm in public. Yeah. And I'm looking at people. They're just scrolling through Instagram for like an hour straight. Yeah. Like they're just scrolling, looking at like a girl's hair. Like she's just, like, a little short video of her like look at my hair color. And then the next one's like look at my fingernails. Yeah. And the next one's like just some bullshit, and they're hooked.
I don't get it, dude.
Nonstop.
I mean I look at Instagram and it's like, dude, this is just terrible waste of time. Yeah. Like it's horrific waste of time. There's nothing that you can gain from Instagram, at least that I've seen.
Unless you like filter it. Like I remember when I first got into crypto, the first thing I did is I deleted everything off of my YouTube. Everything I was subscribed to, I deleted everything because it was a bunch of junk.
Yeah.
Bullshit that I was subscribed to. And I only subbed to like crypto related channels.
Yeah.
Just kind of like filter my my what's coming into my brain. Yeah. And it totally worked. Like every time I open YouTube is nothing but crypto, and it totally worked.
Yeah. But no, I mean there's some reasons like to use Instagram. Like if you're looking for logo inspirations, you're looking for design inspirations. Yeah. Like for a website, for anything like design related, architecture, anything like that, that's probably a really good place. Yeah. But I mean, I feel like Instagram has very, very limited use, very limited. Yeah. But it's the problem with that is that it's so addictive. People will scroll and scroll until they just like their brain has just shut down.
I have the same problem, like I said, with YouTube, dude. I'm on that shit all the fucking time, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
but eventually you run out of stuff to watch, right? For
dude,
the most part.
I've gotten to the point where it's like I remember like I used to do the same thing with the TV remote. Like I'm just switching through like 300 channels. I never find something I want to watch. I spend like an hour just click, next. Doing the same thing on YouTube, like swipe, like nothing I really give a shit about, but I'm still hooked and I'm still looking.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like I see everything, it's like, dude, like I feel like I've seen it all. Like what the hell am I doing here?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's weird. It's playing into the psychological crock part of our mind.
Yeah.
It's like we're drawn to this stuff.
Yeah, because like we have so much. The biggest problem with me is I need to like occupy my time more with like something meaningful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whenever it was crypto, like when crypto was hot and fiery.
Well, yeah. I mean, shit, you're making money.
Every hour. Yeah, exactly. Every hour of my day was like I'm spending looking at these charts. I'm like on forums reading people's opinions.
Yeah.
There's never something like I felt like I didn't have enough time. Like I needed to keep doing more.
Yeah.
But during this winter, it's like fuck. Like the content is dead. You know, the charts are dead.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the crypto YouTubers stopped.
Yeah, even they recognize it because like nobody's watching anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm back to reality, and reality's garbage most of it. You know what I mean? So, but so I'm still looking though. I'm always just like looking for that next thing.
Yeah.
But
it's a never-ending battle. I don't know. I think
Twetch.
We're talking about Twitch. So
so regardless of how I think of things, like this is just me.
This is going to be a like another form of a revenue stream for people.
Well, what I'm saying is like I don't like social media, but I obviously don't matter because this shit just keeps growing and growing and growing. More and more people are getting hooked on it. So yeah, in the future, like you said, if there's not enough jobs, but things probably will get cheaper. Like that's what I said. Whenever these Uber taxis become a thing, and there's Ubers everywhere, nobody's driving anymore. It gets like the market is saturated, which is robot taxis. I feel like the service is gonna cost nothing. It's gonna become like a part of us, like almost like breathing is.
Well, it's like it'll be part of the infrastructure. It'll be like as ubiquitous as a street.
Yeah, like it's just part of our society, I guess. Yeah. Maybe we'll pay taxes, like we'll pay
taxes to
Tesla or something.
To support transportation,
because so they could build out the infrastructure better.
Yeah,
every road is like a smart road. Maybe I'm pretty sure Elon will do that.
Yeah.
Like instead of these like crappy concrete roads, he has like a smart road.
But humans still have to have some kind of meaning in their life. They got to figure out what to do.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And it's not to say that today where a lot of people are working, that doesn't mean just because you have a job you found meaning in your life.
Yeah.
Right. So I think even today, right now, we're struggling with that. Answering that question.
It's crazy. Like I think about it. Like I went to Mexico like not too long ago. And like as funny as this sounds, it was like a small border town. There's obviously not much like economic activity going on there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
except people selling like little chiclets.
Exactly. I drive around all the neighborhoods. There's like everyone's turned their own house into like they got clothes in the front yard and like a sign like Vende, like I'm selling clothes.
Yeah.
The guy next door, he's selling tacos.
Yeah.
The guy next door to him, he's selling like
purses.
Like black market shit. The guy next door to him selling like waters, like Mexican aguas.
Yeah.
They have like a barter economy essentially.
Yeah, they do.
Which is nothing like what it goes on here,
Yeah, but I don't know how sustainable that is for like a bigger ecosystem.
I don't know. Like we'll be selling each other shit. Our opinions will have value.
Well, that's what Twetch and Voice from EOS. Mm-hmm. Shit, we're still waiting for that like beta invite.
Yes.
Like, what happened to these guys?
You would think, like, they have billions.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like
you would think they would already have, like, some kind of alpha that they can let people touch.
Yeah, like a campaign already ready to roll out, like, get people, like, excited, at least in the crypto community. Not even that.
I'm sure there's some technical difficulties with using blockchains for a Twitter-like app.
Dude, yeah, EOS itself is like in a technical rut. Like people, I sometimes venture on their forums and it's just nonstop people talking about the blockchain collusion with the Chinese. Like they all colluded together.
Yeah,
which is exactly what Vitalik forecasted was going to happen. You're going to have these crypto cartels like form these groups and they're going to control the network, and that's exactly what happened.
Damn.
So they have their own governance issues and transaction. Apparently, like their transaction, like is completely congested somehow. I don't know. I'm not too in depth on it, but that's what it is.
Remember that site that you showed me where
Activity?
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, let's check it out. Let's see what's going on these days. If the people on the forums are correct, like if they're bitching properly, then EOS should be like in the red. If it's truly congested, like they're claiming,
which I doubt. I doubt it.
We'll see. Any revelations while I was gone?
No, I mean I looked up kin, but I couldn't really find anything.
Okay,
nothing interesting.
But yeah, see, it's not in the red. Like these people made it seem like it's over.
Yeah, I mean even if it was in the red, I'm sure they'd figure it out.
Well, the way to figure it out, I guess, is to I don't understand horizontal scaling, but that's what Dan Lehrer always said. Like if it gets to the point where the network gets too congested, it could just scale itself. I don't know. I mean, I would assume, like, does that mean like the block producers, they just create more nodes, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not technically savvy.
I'm looking at all these. So it goes from top number 1 all the way through 34. Mm-hmm. Everything's in the green except for Bitcoin, which is full on red, meaning it's capped out.
Yeah.
Ethereum is like halfway capped out between yellow and orange. And that's pretty much it. And then EOS is between yellow and orange.
Yeah. And like I said, when we first started this podcast, I was like, dude, if you're going to value a blockchain, it should be on its like activity and usage, right?
I would think so.
Yeah. But that's obviously not how we value things in our crypto world.
Yeah. Yeah. 159 billion worth for Bitcoin and 3.3 billion for EOS.
Yeah. So like Bitcoin is like at its maximum capacity, but so I think we value things based on, I guess, faith. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I mean,
as unscientific as that sounds, it's like we have faith in the Bitcoin protocol because it's been here the longest. We've amassed a large religious cultish following, bigger than anything else.
Yeah, it has a network effect. I mean,
that's pretty much what the network is. I'm calling a cult because they're that
extreme.
The Bitcoin maximalists, like everything else is trash.
Right.
Even though they can't like fix their own scaling issues.
Right.
But I mean, I get it. As of right now, the Bitcoin, you're not supposed to be spending it. You're supposed to be buying it and hodling it.
Yeah, that's for sure.
That's what everyone's preaching.
That's sure.
That's the gospel of Bitcoin. That's like one of the 10 commandments.
Yeah.
Dude, we need to make a video, like the 10 commandments of Bitcoin.
Buy and hold.
It's like thou shalt not spend.
Shit. Satoshi Vision, $2.4 billion. Give me a fucking break.
Yeah, man. See, and this is partly the reason why like we're still in a bear market, I feel like. Because like in 2017, whenever everyone knew a bear market was coming, like when the bubble was going to pop, but it's like, and everyone was saying like, it's supposed to weed out the shit coins, like they cease to exist, just like the .com bubble did. It weeded out the bullshit companies.
Yeah. Yeah.
The ones that survived are the ones that ended up running the world, essentially, using the technology that they all developed for like good purpose.
Right.
Good companies, all that stuff. So obviously it hasn't done that. Everything is pretty much still hanging around.
Yeah. I mean, everything pretty much looks the same.
Yeah.
I don't see, besides Kin, I think that's a newcomer in like the top 3 here, but
yeah,
nothing really jumps out at me.
This is per second, right? Or that's 24-hour transaction volume. What's the activity say?
Average 7-day activity.
I think it's 24-hour.
24-hour.
Yeah. See, 54 million in EOS.
54 million, and then Bitcoin, 491,000.
Yeah, right. What's going on in EOS then is what I'm wondering. Like, we need to investigate this.
I think it's the way it's designed. It's like inherently going to have a lot of activity.
By who though? Who's using this?
Just, I think interacting with their apps just automatically.
Like how? That's what I'm saying. How many apps are out there and functioning right now? It's got to be a shit ton.
Yeah.
What's Ethereum at? 700. Dude, it's smoking Ethereum's activity. And we know, like, there's tons of projects working on Ethereum, right? DeFi.
So this column is number of operation on the blockchain during the last 24 hours. We're about in the table below.
Oh shit.
Operations on the most active blockchains. EOS.
That's so
Trumping
crazy.
everybody.
That's
Market cap of the
Pac-Man.
most active blockchain. So the market cap of EOS is tiny compared to Bitcoin.
Yeah.
But it has like the majority share,
Exactly.
80% of activity compared to everything else.
So that raises questions for me. Like, is EOS like such a healthy ecosystem that has so many like already established apps with like millions of users? Maybe not millions, but
I don't know.
more
I'm
users
thinking,
than Ethereum.
I'm thinking a design. If you design an app, a decentralized app on EOS, just interacting with that app, you're interacting with the blockchain, and therefore it counts as an operation. It's not the same when you're downloading MetaMask and you're interacting with Bitcoin. You're not really, when you're using MetaMask, you're not interacting with a blockchain. You're just using an app.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think inherently with EOS's design, it's like everything is like a blockchain operation, which to their credit can handle that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is any interaction is an operation.
Mm.
I'm sure there's a way to kind of look into EOS. I mean, we can look it up here.
There has to be, man.
So like EOS Dapps.
Yeah, like the speculation from the doubters, the haters, is like that EOS or who somebody is just spamming the network with like just bullshit, you know.
Well, here we go. So DApp rankings, crypto legends on EOS.
$0.
Oh well, that's an ad. Sorry, that was an ad.
Oh.
So the first one is EOS Dynasty.
Oof.
$2,000 in volume. 2,000 users. There's quite a few.
Can you sort it by money? Yeah, sort it by money.
By volume?
By volume, yeah. Oh, damn, what the hell is that? Nudex? It's an
It's
exchange.
an exchange. 4.1 million.
Not even that much
volume.
money for an exchange.
But it's decentralized, so.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, how much 982 users. Okay.
So take a look at this. So this is the developer's EOS balance, 111,000 EOS.
Mm-hmm.
So when you own that much EOS, you get to use the EOS network.
True.
Based on that amount.
True.
So this one has 500,000.
And the reason to do that is to does that like increase your transaction speed? I'm assuming it does, right? Like for your users, like the interactions occur quicker.
That's a good question.
I think by holding EOS as a DApp creator, you're essentially purchasing bandwidth, right?
Correct.
In the network, like more.
It's like bandwidth and CPU, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the more EOS, I guess seamless the gaming experience or whatever the app they created should be.
Yeah.
You know. That was the whole value proposition of the network back in the day when everyone was like creaming over it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like, of course this shit's going to be valuable because like
you need it.
Creators are forced to buy and hold this stuff.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure. But I'm surprised they have like 100,000 versus number 3 has 500,000.
Yeah.
And they have like 110 users. I'm sure this is like within the hour. I mean, within like 24 hours.
Yeah, probably. But
because they have 170,000 transactions versus 15,000.
170,000 transactions.
And let's take a look. What the hell is this big game?
It's gambling.
So is it transparent and provably fair casino games platform based on EOS?
Okay, so let's go back to the other chart and sort by transactions. Let's see if we can do like a rough like calculation here. Okay.
So first one, 170,000 for a big game.
Let's round it up. So that's 2. That's also 2. We're at 4. Let's round that down. We're at 5. Let's round it up. We're at 6. 6, 5, 7. Okay, so like by the time you hit like the bottom of this page, we're pretty much at like 1 million, right?
Yeah.
Dude, there's no way there's 54 million transactions going on from like these dApps. You know what I mean?
Is that what it said? 54 million?
54 million a 24-hour transaction. 54 million, dude.
Well, it depends on what rate the transaction is. This is like
I'm pretty sure, like you said, it's
transactions.
gotta be 24 hours, right?
Maybe it's per second.
Maybe. But then it would be like fucking no way, dude. 170,000 transactions per second. That's like Visa or something. Nobody's getting. There's no way.
Visa's not that high.
Yeah, not even, right?
Yeah.
It says right there, 24 hours analytics.
Oh, okay.
Wait, what? Yeah, 24 hours. So here we go, dude. Tinfoil hat time. Like, what do you think? Like, do you think that 54 million number is like an honest assessment of like
probably
blockchain?
not?
Probably
not.
Right?
I think transactions and operations are two different things.
I don't know. Like, yeah, where's that number coming from?
Yeah, we need some explanations here. You can't just say transactions. Like, what does that even mean? Like, transactions could be like cryptocurrency actually moving hands, or transactions could be using the Dapp itself, like clicking on something.
Yeah, I think it incorporates everything, or else they wouldn't have it listed as transactions, right? Like, it's transactions on the blockchain network. I think, I'm assuming, but I could be wrong, because it has volume categorized as well, like in US dollars.
170,000 transactions. Yeah.
Yeah.
2 Dapps, Dice, and Lotto have been launched, and more Dice and a Lotto game are responsible for 170,000 transactions per 24 hours.
Yeah, you think about it, and they only have like 900 users. There's no way, like, that's just money transaction. That's like a roll of the dice. You know what I mean? Is a transaction.
Yeah, it's a transaction, yeah.
You know, it has to be.
So this is not even. This is what is this? Chinese?
Yeah, dude. The Chinese love EOS. Like every month they release like a list of like top blockchains, and EOS has been number 1 for like 12 months straight. Like, like they love the platform. You know what I mean? Well, of course, because they totally control it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
But shit, man. Like, I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm a former EOS fanboy, and
former.
I'm not a fanboy anymore for sure. Like, I have a more broad and open spectrum now. Like before, I was, like I said, tunnel visioned on this thing.
Yeah.
Because I missed the Ethereum wave, I missed the Bitcoin wave. It was like EOS was the next one, so I latched on to the tribe. You know, like, they got me. They got me by the balls, dude.
Right.
But now I'm like a free man again because they totally let me down.
Yeah.
It's like an ex-girlfriend type relationship, you know?
Right.
It's like love-hate.
No, I totally get it. I mean, that's why I was excited about Voice, only because, you know, it was the first. It was the first Dapp that had that's not a game, that has like some actual application outside of like just the cyberpunks.
Yeah, true.
You know?
It had like mass market appeal.
Yeah, exactly.
And who's to say it won't be successful? We just don't know yet.
Yeah, we don't. I'm pulling for it. I mean, I wanna use it. I mean, that's why I'm signing up for Twetch.
Yeah.
Like, literally, like the worst name that you can think of.
Yeah, when you first told me that, I instantly thought it was a Twitch competitor.
Yeah.
Like, what does Twetch even mean? Like, Twitch has a meaning.
Yeah, Twitch, yeah.
But Twetch? What the fuck is that?
Sounds like an illness.
Yeah, dude. And then you said there's like no team. Like, they don't even disclose their team. I was like, red flag alert, dude.
Yeah.
You should probably think.
Yeah, but it depends on like what information they're asking from me, right? So
yeah. I mean, if you have like nothing to lose, and yeah, what's the point?
Yeah,
you can't get
it's for the science, dude.
Yeah, unless like, hey, you got to stake your money in our wallet in order to like fucking, you know,
in order to
have like instant transactions, is like, use our Lightning network.
Yeah,
you know, we need to use our wallet specifically designed for our platform.
Yeah,
I could see that. Like, people will do it too, and then it's just gonna be like, yoink,
yeah,
run away with everyone's money.
Yeah, there's a lot of legitimate like looking scams out there on Facebook. That, like, for example, Decentraland, they're giving away 50,000 mana.
Oh yeah,
and it's a Facebook page that looks legitimate, and there's a link that says market.decentraland. Blah blah blah.
Yeah,
and it goes on, like the link goes on and on, right?
Yeah.
But if you click on it, it asks you to log into your MetaMask. and that's how they
through
take
their
your money
portal.
through their portal. Exactly.
Jesus, that's crazy.
So that's another thing people have to watch out for.
That's
is
so
that
genius, though.
It is genius.
Like scammers are
It's like,
brilliant.
oh, I just got to log into my MetaMask account. That's no big deal.
Yeah. Dude, even like when I see Elon Musk tweets, there's always like a copycat Elon Musk account. Same profile pic, same name, same @. Like, how they pull that off, I have no idea.
It's like, I want to announce that I'm giving away
like 20,000 Ethereum or something like that.
Exactly.
And then
to all my followers.
In order for them to do that, like after every tweet, like they must be catching people. There's
no way. For sure. Yeah.
They're, like casting a huge net, and like people are falling for it. You know. Which sucks.
You know, it's funny
how they can't like
the way they do it is they post a picture with like the link, so you got to type it all out. But the problem is, I wanted to follow one of those links just to see if I can get like a public address, so I can see if people are actually sending them cryptocurrency.
Oh yeah.
But I didn't get that far just because they were asking for more information.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, the scamming community is alive and well still out there.
Yeah.
You gotta be fucking real careful.
But we haven't seen the wave yet.
No, dude. Once like all these noobs come back in, dude,
they're
gonna be like, it's like catching
fish
in a barrel, dude.
Like we said before, they'll come in after we breach the 20,000 barrier. They'll come back.
Noobs?
Yeah, the noobs will come back.
Or the fucking
they will come.
No, I don't. No. It's got they're gonna no.
Like 30,000.
Oh,
There was an article speaking about like
I
Bitcoin's
think once we
price.
get close to 100,000, then like we'll see headlines like media like holy shit 100, because like we have again that psychological association with ones and zeros.
Yeah,
like we don't care about twos or like fives. And shit. We care about 1, 0. Like $10,000 was the headline for Bitcoin. Once people like it's like Bitcoin's getting close to 10,000, the media printed that shit.
Yeah,
sold it to the masses, and then all of a sudden it's like, damn, everyone's like,
yeah, but that's what took Bitcoin from 10 to 20, right?
Yeah.
So
those are the true normies. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Those are the people that didn't know a fucking thing. They didn't know what they were buying.
Yeah.
They were just buying into the hype because they literally all thought like they're gonna get rich.
Right.
You know. It's
I mean, they were mortgaging their houses, right?
Yeah.
There's plenty of people that did that.
Yeah. So they did absolutely. I know people in my own life like just. There were doubters all the way. Like I would be telling people in my own family, like, "Hey, I'm doing this. I'm buying these crypto things." And like, "Oh, you're retarded."
Yeah.
They didn't say that, but kind of like you're getting scammed.
Yeah.
They thought.
Yeah.
You know, and then whenever they broke that psychological 10,000 barrier, all of a sudden everyone's calling me like, "Dude, how do I get in this shit? Like, help me." I'm like, "What do you mean help you? Like, I'm not." It was like, "I'll give."
I was trying to help you when it was at $1,000.
Yeah, I legit was. I was trying to tell them like, "Yeah, like look into this. Like, it's not a scam. You know.
Yeah.
Actually, do some independent research and like come to your own conclusions."
You know, that's the thing I've discovered is people don't know how to do that research.
That's true. That's a big one.
That's
a really big one.
To me, it's like sort of intuitive. Like you just kind of read and search terms and like just go down the rabbit hole. But I don't know. I guess it's not intuitive.
That part's not the hard part. I think the hard part is
having the motivation, like the interest,
being able to have your own independent thoughts in a way. Like, the majority of people just follow.
Yeah.
You know, follow what they're told by the news media. Follow.
Well, it's like those anti-vaxxers. You know, it's like if 97 out of 100 scientists say that vaccines do not cause autism.
Yeah.
The people that just believe in those anti-vaxxers, they'll just listen to the 3 scientists who say that it does cause autism.
Exactly.
And they just completely disassociate themselves from like actual like evidence.
Yeah, because I guess you're right. Like then you have the burden of going to find it. Like now you got to find credible sources and like if you're gonna do legit medical research, you need to go to the source, which is like medical journals and scientific journals, published articles. Like, and that is like the driest, most boring shit to read. No one's gonna read that unless you really want to, like,
distill it.
No
like
one does that.
Yeah, I mean, you have to do.
Instead, they go to like a YouTube channel, like a Vsauce or something like that. Like a dude he made his career on like dumbifying these things for the masses to. And then they watch this stuff, and all of a sudden they think they're woke. You know what I mean? That's my biggest problem with that, because it's like it's almost like it's like summarized topics and ideas and stuff with like without any of the actual knowledge or like and it's like disseminated to the masses, and all of a sudden people like and then we have social media for people to voice their opinions.
Yeah.
Based on like the garbage knowledge they have from like, you know what I mean? I don't know, man. I have a lot of big opinions about that.
Yeah, it's terrible. I mean, how do you fix that? Well, I guess you can't.
No. And it's going to be a problem, like we said, with like deep fakes and stuff like that. People are already like rely on, you know.
And I mean, that was the whole point of having electorate, right?
Yeah.
We're supposed to have knowledgeable people kind of like helping people make the right decisions.
Exactly. And yeah, once you watch that O.J. Simpson thing, you're going to have that same thought I had. It's like, dude, maybe our justice system is like retarded. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like the fact that we rely on like a selection of normal people, everyday people, to determine like life and death scenarios for people. These are like complex cases and stuff. And in the case of the O.J. Simpson trial, it was literally like they put him in a room, and it only took them like a couple hours to deliberate and come to a verdict.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, "What the fuck?" Like it was like an 8-month case or something like that. It only took him a couple hours to go through the evidence. Like, all right, he's not guilty. You know? And then like literally like the black people all put not guilty, and like the 2 white people in the room were like, "He's guilty."
Yeah.
So I was like,
well, they had to convince the white people, right?
I don't.
They had
is that
to.
how it works?
Yeah, it has to be unanimous. Consensus? Yeah.
Yeah, I guess they probably just put the pressure on them, like you white fucks, you know.
Yeah,
it's 2 versus like 10, I guess.
I'm pretty confident it has to be unanimous. Like
all without
the jurors,
a doubt, right?
They have to. Yeah, because sometimes jurors they take months to deliberate, right? Yeah. They have to convince each other to vote one or the other.
It's true.
So it's not like majority.
Yeah, it can't be majority, right? Because like that's such a sensitive decision.
Yeah.
Like
it's got to be 100%
without a reasonable doubt.
Yeah,
that's the terminology they use.
And that's why it's so like solid. Like when a case gets decided upon, sometimes it's being used as what's the word that they use for cases as like a reference case,
like precedent.
A precedence.
Yeah.
And because they had 12 jurors decide one way or another on this particular case, it's being used for future cases.
True. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously, I have no propositions for anything better than what we have.
Oh yeah, of course.
That's the problem.
That's the thing is like I like to come up with like solutions with anything that I like criticize
that you see a hole in, right?
Yeah,
like, there's definitely a hole. There's a hole in like you said, our electorate. Process. Like, should we really rely on? Well,
there's a hole, but it's a very easy hole to plug, right? If you remove the money from the equation, you'll start electing people who know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Because right now they're being coerced by people with more money. I mean, it's really that simple.
Yeah, I almost feel like there's a flaw in the whole like everyone has equal vote in politics. You know, I feel like
what do you mean?
Like I said, I proposed an idea on the podcast before. Like there could in an alternate dimension or something where people's votes are weighed on their like participation within like the political system. Like if the government puts forth kind of like syndicated, they put forth questions.
I see. Yeah,
the government can put forth like policies.
And because it's clear who are the people who are participating who are knowledgeable about what they're talking about.
Exactly. So if you spend your time answering policy questions, you can get like a cryptocurrency reward.
Yeah.
And then whenever election time comes around, your vote is weighted higher.
Yeah.
Which makes logical sense.
That's
then
true.
You have like intelligent, well-informed people making better decisions instead of people who
backed by blockchain. And
it's all
legit.
Yeah, and it's like that way you don't have people who are literally just fuck off for 4 years and all of a sudden they're voting for like the most important shit in our lives. You know how our government's ran.
I feel like a lot of people voted for, or they're going to vote for Trump just to
piss off the left.
Just to piss off, yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely that. Because, like, politics is straight, like, tribalism now.
Yeah.
It's like, you just hate the other side so much. It's like, you want to see them cry, dude. You know what I mean? Because that's literally what they're going to do. If Trump wins again, they're going to cry.
And this is going to be cheers and, like...
Yeah, the Republicans are going to be like, yeah, fuck you.
And it's just to win. Like, it's not necessarily, like, a better path for humanity, right?
Yeah.
It's just to win.
Trump hardly had any, like, policy proposals while he was running. It was mostly, like, calling out the corruption of the Clintons and stuff like that and, like, defaming character.
Right.
But that shit works, man. That's that juicy stuff. Like, it's drama.
See, I can't wait for Trump versus Yang debate because Yang will not fall into that stuff.
And I think he's, like, he's smearless. Like you can't smear him. I don't think he's got anything in his past you can really talk about. Like smear him. You know, the Clintons were filled with dirt.
Yeah.
Including this Epstein shit. Like, did you see that ABC commentator who?
No.
Like got leaked?
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, her she was talking to her producer and she was talking about the Clinton. She's like, we got Clinton. Like all this
3 years ago. Like they had all that information. Yeah,
during the election.
That's right.
And ABC's like liberal platform, so of course they're gonna be like, no. We don't want no dirt on the Clintons during this time. Like we're trying to win an election here.
Yeah.
Of course we're gonna take this off the shelf. You know, like if they would have ran that story, dude.
Oh, Trump would have won in a landslide.
Oh, he just would have used it like to his like that would have been like the fattest nugget for Trump.
Yeah,
like it would have been so over. Like you know,
that's so true, man.
Yeah, that's the way politics works. Yeah, they control the media. Like I said, so yeah, there's a flaw in our system. I think like we're not equal.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean? Yeah, I mean, the more money you have, the more influence you have.
Exactly.
That's the system that we set up.
The system we have right now. Yeah. The influence is in the money.
Yeah.
And it should be like
that's why one of
he proposes
$100 or democracy dollars,
freedom dollars or democracy.
It's democracy dollars,
something like that. I don't know what he means by that.
So it's essentially you get $100 every single year, and you can spend that $100 on any candidate you want for any reason. So that's supposed to outweigh any like company dollars 8-1. So like say for example you have. Let's say you're running for president.
But like these dollars, they're not actually dollars.
No, they're real dollars. They're in the form of a coupon. You get $100 in a coupon to spend on any candidate that you want.
Okay.
And so once you submit that coupon for a particular candidate, they actually receive $100 worth.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they can spend it on ads or whatever. And but you don't get to see the $100, right? So that's sort of the point. But the value in doing this is that you start outweighing the power of the companies, because companies, they spend like $20,000-$30,000 on you to sway one way or another.
That, like 20-30 million or something like that.
Well, it depends. Collectively,
like a bank. Let's talk about banks. Banks are usually major culprits in elections are usually like it's banks.
Yeah,
you know, banking infrastructure. Like,
but if you get 20 million people voting for a guy who's going against the banks,
20 million. And to say they use like $20
just say $100.
The whole thing, the whole shebang.
The whole thing, yeah.
That's like what, like $2 billion or something like that. It's a lot of money.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
There's not a lot of companies that are gonna fork out that kind of money to compete.
Yeah,
I guess that's the point. Like, it gives people the power to compete with like big corporations, like,
right, on
a money field. You know, and that helps, but I don't think that still doesn't solve what I'm talking about. Like.
Corruption with dollars. I mean, that would solve it. I mean, no, it doesn't solve the fact that the people have to be educated.
Yeah.
Right. So that's still a problem.
It's still a major problem. Like that. Yeah. But I guess the idea is because we have such a large pool of people that like it should weigh itself out. Like the lower tier of uninformed people, but it's not. I don't think that's true, guys. I think the large majority of people are just as uninformed.
Yeah, I think what we're gonna see is that people are gonna have this $100 in their account, which they can't touch, of course, but they're not gonna spend it on anybody.
Yeah, because essentially it's like they're still uninformed. So instead of using their uninformed opinions to vote for people, they're using their uninformed opinions to give people money.
Money, right?
Which is the same problem.
Yeah, probably potentially worse.
Yeah, worse. You're uplifting like the worst candidate.
Yeah,
you're giving them more money to like spread their bullshit message around. You know what I mean?
It just goes back to Trump. He raised like $150 million based
on people.
Yeah.
I think he raised $400 million.
Yeah, something like that.
A lot of money, and he said he didn't.
And like the average was like $30 or some shit.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, imagine you give everybody the opportunity to like 100x their contribution or whatever.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, he's like, I don't know, buying everybody gold Lambos or something. What the fuck? I don't know what he's gonna do with all that money, but he might even pocket some of it. Who knows? That might not be a good solution.
Yeah, the only comfort that I have is that even though you raise that much money, that doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna win.
It's true. Like Clinton raised $700 million.
Yeah,
mostly from the big banks.
Yeah,
they gave her their money.
Yeah, and
she still lost, which is good. That's why
I wonder what happens to the balance. Like you have $700 million throughout your campaign run. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming you didn't spend all of it. Like, what happens to the balance?
Like, what's left?
Yeah.
That's a good question. Yeah, what do they do? They obviously don't give people their money back.
No, they don't.
I mean, they probably just pay off their
taxes.
campaign. They pay their campaign, you know.
Pay taxes on it and, like, keep it.
Yeah, it's just bookkeeping shit at the end of the campaign at that point. Like, how are they going to dispense it to, like, their...
Yeah, that's just something I'm curious about.
Yeah.
Just to know.
It has no influence on, like, politics.
Yeah.
But, yeah, dude, the problem is the people with everything. When it comes to crypto, when it comes to...
Yeah.
Politics, you know, it's a problem, man. And I don't see it getting any better.
Yeah, I agree.
Unfortunately.
But you know what? There's a hunger for this stuff. That's why Neil deGrasse Tyson's out there, right? He's got so many followers and YouTube channel, all that. And he got Vsauce and all these like science channels.
I semi-trashed him just now, but I like the purpose behind it. Like they're trying to educate.
Yeah.
Like I said, they're dumbifying like complex topics
with entertainment.
Exactly. It's like infotainment.
Yeah.
Which is helpful, but like I said, people they take in all this shit, and like I said, all of a sudden they feel like they're woke.
Yeah.
Like they're smarter than the others, and then their opinions way more than others, and then they put that online, and it just creates a toxic environment, toxic culture in a way.
Yeah. All of a sudden you feel superior.
Yeah.
When people don't understand like how some of this stuff like climate change works.
Exactly.
All of a sudden, when somebody's teaching you about how it works, you feel dumb.
Yeah, they create a sensational video, and like they show all these like polar bears like drowning and shit.
Yeah.
And you watch this stuff, and then all of a sudden you feel like you're connected to like a higher stratosphere of thinking.
Yeah.
So then you look down on other people, and then you create division amongst the people. Like, you guys are dumb, and I'm not. In reality, we're all fucking stupid. You know what I mean?
Did you see that video of those polar bears looking in that dumpster?
No.
Yeah, there's like 2 polar bears looking into a dumpster.
And does it?
Looking for food. Yeah, I mean, think about like the dichotomy, like the juxtaposition of seeing something like that.
Where's there a dumpster where polar bears are?
I don't know.
Like polar bears, I think just
we'll find it
to the North Pole.
Fast, watch.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's the big alarming thing, right? Like they don't have food in their native habitat. Maybe they're migrating out or something to like where humans live. Because polar bears are like notoriously aggressive creatures, dude. Like they'll fuck you up if they see you.
Yeah.
Like they won't hesitate. Like they'll come after you and eat you.
Wait, this is an old video.
You can just tell, right? But like the graininess of it.
Yeah.
Is this the one you're talking? I don't see any dumpsters, dude.
Dang, this is old. What the? This is definitely not it.
Have you seen the one at the beluga whale playing catch?
Yeah, I saw that. That was crazy.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think that video, people are going to see that it's going to spark a lot of new vegans. It's like, how can we be eating animals? It's like they're so smart and cool, and look, they're just like my dog. Even though nobody's eating beluga whales, I hope. Unless you're like a fucking billionaire. They probably are.
Yeah.
Like beluga whales on the menu, boys. Yeah, see? Here we go. Exactly what I'm talking about.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, I saw one of these like videos. I think it was on Twitter or something.
Dude, that thing is emaciated as fuck. Yeah, for sure.
And like it just goes into a dumpster like looking for food.
Yeah.
But like I'm just talking about like the kind of the idea like you have like this huge wildlife like just looking into a dumpster.
Yeah. But the message behind the video is like, because we're destroying its environment, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's forced to like forage for food instead of like naturally.
Like you couldn't, like if you could write something, like it would be that, like a polar bear like looking into a dumpster
to send that message out.
To send that message out,
yeah, for sure. Which is like, see, I don't know, man. It's
but I mean. Those science videos, they're entertaining and
no, they're good. I don't think they're bad for humanity in any way. You know, because the alternative is these people don't create that, and then people like they're not going to seek that knowledge out on their own, right?
No, and I totally agree. And then if you're like trying to argue like the Earth is round with a flat earther, and you send them a bunch of like science videos about how the Earth is round, they just won't watch it.
It's true.
It's because they're in a tribe and they're gonna fight for the tribe, and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Same thing goes with like Andrew Yang. You talk about like $1,000 for every adult American. It's like they don't even want to do the research because people who hear that for the first time, they'll be like, yeah, that sounds like bullshit.
Yeah, of course. You know, like me, I'm still not 100% sold on how we're going to be able to
it's a little weird
economically afford such a thing. You know what I mean?
But then I go back to like the $4 trillion bailout for the banks.
Yeah.
Like, where did the money come from for that?
From us, the government.
Right.
Or
and then did you feel any taxes? Right, but did you feel any inflation from that?
Yeah, I mean, I was like a high school kid. I don't know. I wish I was like, I didn't feel anything, honestly, because I wasn't old enough to feel it. And like around me, it definitely hurt my family for sure. And like I said, all the houses around me were like up for sale.
Oh, right.
I mean, for sure, it did damage to us, like economically. But I feel like Houston, the city we live in, is more resistant to shit like that.
It's pretty resilient, just because our houses are not like.
It's like uber expensive.
Yeah, average $2.5 million.
Yeah, there's not that, and like our economy is probably more stable because like we have like ridiculous industry out here. We got like medical. Yeah, we got oil and gas, like
infrastructure companies.
We got construction up the anus. We got everything out here, dude. That's why there's like a flood of people moving over here.
Yeah,
you know, they're moving from like California, where there is literally the only industry is tech, and and then. That shit is like ruined the housing economy over there.
Yeah, for sure.
So like the average folk who's not a tech geek, you know, they're fucked. Like either they're working at McDonald's and making minimum wage.
Yeah.
They're living like 5 people to an apartment, or they're on the streets. Literally, it's like a homeless epidemic there.
Yeah, the average home is like $700,000.
Stupid.
Or more than that.
Yeah. My uncle lives in San Diego, and he's got like over here, you would think it's like a normal 1-story house. Like it would probably cost like $160,000 for a house like that here in my neighborhood. He spent like I think like $1.2 million or something for that fucking house. Yeah,
I don't even know how you can afford something like that.
Well, he works for so they pay you more if you work there.
Yeah,
he works for like a computer company, but
it seems like
it's not like he's living this lavish life. He's making like probably like a $200,000 income or something.
Yeah,
but he's still living like what a minimum wage worker here would be able to do. Yeah, it's crazy. But he gets I guess the added luxury of living next to the coast or something.
Yeah, California.
The weather's beautiful. But I'm not paying $1 million for that. Fuck that, dude. Just put on a coat or like, fucking crank your AC up. It's like not that big of a deal, the weather.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
I don't know, man.
Have you been to California?
Yeah, several times.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
I get it. I get the lust.
Yeah, the whole reason of wanting to be there.
Yeah, there's like a lust in our country for some reason, like California dream.
Yeah.
It's like you're living on the coast. Like I said, you live near water, all of a sudden I think you're happier as a human.
Yeah.
There's probably some kind of connection to that.
Yeah, evolutionary connection.
Yeah, like near water is like good things are happening.
Yeah.
But I don't necessarily agree with the culture of California though. Obviously. They're a little too far to the left for me.
Yeah. I mean I guess we're in the Bible Belt, so I mean, it's one extreme or the other, I guess.
No, we're not that super. I mean, there's these conservative like nuggets within our. I feel like Houston, as overall, is pretty liberal.
You think so?
I mean, we have like a black mayor. That wouldn't fly in most conservative towns. You know, like ultra conservative.
We pretty much grew up with like not seeing color like that. So
yeah, exactly.
To me, it's like.
Yeah, because we grew up in like a pretty diverse environment, which is good, I think, for people. Because you don't develop these like racist tendencies because like we're all meshed together. How
we grew up meshed.
Yeah, how are you gonna hate like someone if like everyone's a different color? You know what I mean? Literally.
Yeah, that's true, man.
If you grow up around a bunch of white people, and then you rarely ever interact with like another colored person, you're gonna have racist tendencies. For sure.
I get that.
Yeah. Like imagine. How like a culture like China, like it's like as homogenous as it gets.
Yeah, that's true.
Everyone looks exactly the same. Their hair is the same. Like nobody has like nappy hair in China. Everyone's got like that thin hair.
Yeah, yeah.
The same eyes, just about the same colored skin, same height range. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
You know, and then like you're like fucking Michael Jordan walks through the crowd. Could you imagine that? Like,
yeah, Yao Ming did come from China though.
That's oh yeah. There's variation, but he still looks Chinese. You know?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Like a giant Chinese man.
This is exactly what he is. Yeah, he's a giant Chinese dude. It's pretty awesome.
But yeah, I mean, other than that, I think. Oh, so a couple days from now, we're gonna interview John McAfee.
Yeah, we're gonna have to really brush up on our McAfee.
Yeah, and so the goal for this interview is really to understand why he's talking to a bunch of people. I guess. I guess he's answered that before. I think he's just like a.
I don't think there's anything. I don't think he has like an agenda at all related to like why he's.
See, that's odd. I would feel like there would be, but I don't know.
He just proposed, like he just put it out there, right? Like
yeah.
Anybody, he said, who has like a
podcast.
He just wants to get his voice out there, you know, and you know we don't have the biggest platform, we got a little one.
Yeah,
and he's, I mean, 30, 40 minutes of his time is not going to kill him, I guess. You know,
true.
Hopefully, it goes longer than that. But
and then and we might get invited to his boat. So
I'm down for that, 100%. I'll do anything, man. That man tells me to do, like for sure.
But what if he tells you to get in the water with sharks?
I'll do it. Not with sharks, but like if there's like a possibility of like there's a shark roaming, like I'll still jump in. But like if there's a shark right there, I'm not getting in. You know what I mean? I've done that before. I went snorkeling. There's like shark waters, but
yeah. Did you see any?
No, I didn't see any sharks.
Yeah.
But no, but he's also like he's a legit crypto guy. I mean, everyone says he's a scammer.
Nah, I don't think he's a scammer.
He's definitely not a scammer.
I mean, if he's taking some money to shill some projects, I wouldn't call that a scam.
See, that's the thing. We don't even know if he actually did that.
That's the thing. Yeah, we don't.
We
really don't.
We gotta find that
out.
So
we'll ask.
Yeah.
We'll ask. I mean,
like, was he financially incentivized? You know, and that's not like a foreign thing. Like all these YouTubers do that.
Yeah, they do that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people still religiously follow their word.
Yeah, but it is illegal to get paid to say something without mentioning it's an ad. Yeah. So, John McAfee is not a dumb man. So if he was paid to like talk about these,
I think
he would have said it was a paid.
That's why I kind of want to ask him, like, because he was around during the .com boom. So I think I think these smart guys. He's obviously a very intelligent dude. And he was around during that .com boom, so he witnessed the psychology of it all. And I'm pretty sure it's like exactly the same as the crypto.
Yeah, that would be a good question to see how similar the .com boom is with crypto.
Yeah, like psychologically.
Yeah,
I think it's exactly identical. I mean, the charts show it. I think the charts are fucking.
It is identical, images. But I think with crypto, like we have charts, like it's something visual feedback on how well Bitcoin's doing, and you know all the ups and downs. We didn't have that with the .com.
Yeah, we did. The DAO.
But you're talking about like not
the DAO,
public
NASDAQ, the NASDAQ. Yeah.
Yeah, you're talking about IPO companies.
Yeah, which is kind of like ICOs. There was the exact same, market.
But that's not where the craze was. I don't think. I think it was like all the startups working on all kinds of stuff.
Dude, if you compare it, it's exactly the same. Like we said in the .com bubble, it's like people realized there's like a new technology.
Companies, all public companies are saying.
Yeah, all you had to do back then is like register your company.
Yeah.
Put like
it's like Wall Street, right? Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, condom.com.
Yeah.
Which how hard is that? You just gotta register your domain.
Yeah.
Rent out a fucking office in like New York City.
Yeah.
And just say you're doing some shit. You don't have to. Back then, nobody was making money either.
True.
Like little bits of money. Maybe Amazon was selling the books here and there.
Yeah.
But nobody cared about that. They cared about the potential, the speculation, just like ICOs did.
Yeah, yeah.
So the psychology was exactly identical, I feel like. And I think he picked up on that on this time around. So he's like, fuck it. I'm going to manipulate the market myself. I'm just going to say like what I think is good, and then I'm going to take advantage of that. You know?
Yeah, I'm also interested in like how he got into crypto in the first place. Like, what was it?
Oh yeah.
And how early did he get into it?
I don't know. He's been in it for a good minute though, I think. But yeah, even like Charlie Lee did the same thing. He manipulated the people by like he knew like we were coming towards an end of this bull cycle, and he went all over the media and he's talking, you know, he's shilling his own product.
Yeah.
And it worked. Like Litecoin, like same thing with Ripple. All those guys, they all ran around CNBC.
Yeah.
And they just shilled their coins and everyone went crazy.
Yeah.
And like even CNBC was like telling people how to buy Ripple.
Yeah, I remember that.
You remember that?
It was like at $1.20 or something.
Yeah, they told people, they gave them like a legit demo of how to buy the crypto at like its very peak.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, yeah, I think he was smart and he made a good
well, his exit, I mean, the reason why he exited was a good reason. He didn't want to contribute to his coin manipulation by owning the coin itself.
Yeah.
So it sounded legit at the time.
Are you talking about Charlie Lee?
Charlie, yeah.
Yeah, he had to come up with an excuse.
Yeah, it was
and
good.
It was a good one.
It was a very good one.
What did he say? Like conflict of interest?
Conflict of interest, yeah.
I mean, everybody uses that one.
Yeah.
That's a good excuse, though. But to me, as a spectator, like, dude, that was, like, shady as fuck. Like, but he told everyone, like, legit, like, hey, you better sell your bags, because I just did.
Yeah.
Like, a multi-year bear market's on its way, and he called that shit perfectly.
Right.
You know? So are these guys evil? I don't know.
I think they just took advantage. I mean, is it evil?
Exactly what I'm saying.
Nah, I don't think so.
You know, they understood what was happening because, like I said, they've both seen it. Charlie Lee, John McAfee, they're around during the .com boom. They saw it. They know.
Oh, it could be considered insider trading. I mean, it could be.
I don't know. I think they also realize, you know, it's the Wild West. Like, let's take a shot. And if we do get in trouble, like, when we've already seen this, like, at the worst, we got to write the SEC a little check.
Yeah, a slap on the wrist.
Like a less
like
than
EOS.
1%. Yeah, exactly. EOS, they had an unregistered ICO.
Yeah, they raised like $3 billion.
$4 billion.
And then they had to pay like $40 million.
Yeah, which is like, ooh, ouch. Big deal. You know? That's fucking badass, dude. They scored like a lifetime score.
Yeah, man.
That's a lot of money.
You got to try, man, to get to that point.
Yeah. So we'll see. Yeah.
But yeah, so we'll have the interview with John McAfee on this coming Thursday, and hopefully we'll get it out sooner rather than later.
Mm-hmm.
But I think let's call it, and we'll be back next week. Make sure you follow us on @TheBlockRunner on Twitter, and that's it. Yeah, like and subscribe.
Okay, we're out.
Thanks.
Peace.